Piper, are you gonna be a bumblebee? Are you gonna be a bumblebee? Yeah. Oh boy. Are you gonna be a bumblebee? To begin the bee sweater, we're going to cast on 70 stitches. And in line with a busy bee, we're going to see if we can finish this sweater in 24 hours. Once we have all of our stitches on our needles, we're going to go ahead and complete it in the round, and we're going to start this by alternating between knitted stitches and purled stitches so that we can create a ribbed collar. Piper is a busybody. She loves to play, and she just can't hold still for very long unless she's sleeping. Her favorite things are playing fetch, eating food, and going on walks, and also playing the inside-outside game.
Piper, go side. Go side. Okay, go. Go, 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 go.
Go, go, go!
Oh, good girl.
Good girls. Welcome back.
Piper, you go side. You go side. Go, go, go.
We continued that rib stitch for about 3 inches, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch to all knitted stitches to create a stockinette stitch. I placed markers about 15 stitches apart so I knew exactly where I was going to be increasing. For my increases, I used a raglan sleeve increase, and I love the way it turned out. We'll continue in the stockinette stitch for about 5 or 6 inches, increasing where the markers are. Once we finish those rows, it's time to make the holes for the legs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to just bind off 16 stitches for the leg holes. And then we're going to knit 15 stitches and then bind off another 16. This sweater was technically knitted over the course of 2 days, but the amount of time I actually put into it ended up being just over 24 hours. Okay, so I ended up losing I think it was 3 hours of footage, and the footage that I lost was the part that showed how to make the leg holes of the sweater. So I'm gonna show you on the Winnie the Pooh sweater that I made last week, or last video, no, 2 videos ago, and I'm just gonna kind of explain how I did it, and then we'll go forward from there. Okay, so I explained how on the bee sweater, how we did this part, created the front of the sweater, and we knitted it for about 5 inches, at which point we then bound off 16 stitches for one leg hole and left 15 stitches on our needles to create this bottom part of the sweater. This one was 24. But with the bee sweater I only did 15 because I realized this one was a little bit wider than I wanted. And then I bound off 16 more stitches, and then I just knitted back and forth this top piece to the point where I would be joining it here on the bottom to create these stitches right here, and then we joined together to create this bottom piece right here and here. After creating this top piece in the black and yellow, I did switch after I think it was like 5 rows. After joining everything back together, I went ahead and just continued to knit, alternating between the black and the yellow. This is actually after I joined everything together, where I'm adding another strip of yellow onto the black, and then I'm just going to continue to work that stockinette stitch until I'm ready to start decreasing my stitches. Let's just settle in for the long haul. We're going to be knitting, and it's going to be a long day. Knitting for this long really put a strain on my eyes, and even though I'm not very old, I do wear reading glasses because my eyes don't like to adjust from far to near, and doing this challenge, it was especially difficult on my eyes and was starting to give me a headache. So I put on my glasses and we're still going. Rev your engines. They had their 2 rounds, now it's my turn, so let's get this going and see how much we can get done. We're now ready to do a finished edge around the part where Piper's body will go, and we're going to create this rib stitch, just about 5 rows of it. When I was ready to decrease, I gradually decreased each row over the course of probably about 40 rows. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to knit across this first initial row that I have left on my needles. And then I'm going to start picking up stitches across the rest of the opening. I like to use a crochet hook to help me get these stitches on my needle. It just makes it a little bit easier than just using the knitting needle. Once all my stitches are on the needle, I'm going to go ahead and create that rib stitch we started with at the beginning. And we're going to just do 5 rows of this, and then we're going to move on to the leg holes. We're in the last stretch. All we have left to do is to finish off the leg holes by creating that rib stitch around both of the leg holes. Once we're finished with that, we're gonna just weave in all of our ends and then we'll be done. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. What do you think? Do you think Piper's gonna like her new sweater? Let me know in the comments below. It's 8:15 at night and I just barely finished. So we're at the end of this sweater. I can't believe we almost made it in 24 hours, but it was definitely worth it. It is so cute. Can't wait for you guys to see the final shots on this one on Piper. But I had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm really glad that I did, because it just turned out like perfect. I love everything about this sweater. I just think it turned out really well between the color choices, how thick the sections are, between the black and the yellow. I just think it turned out really nicely. I like how the increases came out. I like the color. I just loved everything about it. We'll see if I feel that way in a couple weeks, but I thought it just turned out great. So let's go take a look at the final result.